So I want a life of misery and conflict because it's the only way you can learn something. And you can sit at school all your life, which is cool to do for some years, but then you got to take that knowledge and go out. And knowledge without mileage equals bullshit to me. And so you have to kind of take what you know and then go out into what Mark Twain called the territory and kind of break your nose on it and get some stories, get some knowledge. And you know, what doesn't kill you makes you a funny motherfucker most of the time. That's what I say. And so I always try and read books I can't understand and go on trips to see new places, and I go on trips that are going to be utterly miserable because I think it's good for me. Misery and conflict is what I need. It's what I deserve. It's somehow good for me. It's the ultimate vitamin. And so a few months ago, I was in Stockholm, Sweden, and I'm online, and I look at my little calendar on my laptop, and I see I have 10 days free at the end of February. And I go, oh, February is free. 10 days of February, free. Downtime, bad. Leads to introspection, bad. I must do something fucked up in this time. What could I do to completely mangle myself? And I don't know why my brain hates me so. And this bolt of inspiration hit me. Like, fuck, what are you saying to me? You're gonna go on the Trans-Siberian Express alone from Moscow to Vladivostok. I am, you are, look it up. And so I type into Google, Trans-Siberian Express, bam, it opens up like 20 different websites where you can get ticket information. It leaves every Tuesday out of Moscow straight to Vladivostok, the longest train ride known to man. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be great, book it. And so I paste the address into a letter and I send it to my long-suffering travel agent, Gina. You know, dear Gina, it's the psycho. Go to this website. I have these days free in February. Book me a one-way ticket from Moscow to Vladivostok alone on the Trans-Siberian Express. And 2 days later, I'm in Dublin, I think, and she writes me back. She goes, you nut. It's booked. You're going. It's like minus 40 degrees out there. I'm like, make it minus 50. Make it minus 60. I mean, come on. Want misery? She goes, you're going to get it. And so I get back from Europe, I drop my bag, I repack my bag, I 180, I go right back out to Los Angeles International Airport, and I go LA, Frankfurt, Germany, Moscow, Russia, and it's my 5th trip into Russia, and I overnight at the hotel, and I go from the hotel to the main station in Moscow. Many of you have been there. It's huge, and everything is in Cyrillic, and I have no common sense. I'm zero practical knowledge, so I'm standing there like almost in tears because I don't know where to go. I'm like, I want to go on a train. I'm the singer, man. And I see one sign. Thankfully, I see the sign that says tourist with an arrow. I'm like, that would be me. And so I go, and I find a man in a glass box. I go, yes. I go, hi, sir, do you speak English? Yes. I go, hey, man, I'm trying to get to the Trans-Siberian Express, but I can't read anything. He said, you'll never find it on your own. I said, that's great. He goes, I'll take you. And he shut down his little box and he took me. And we walked out of the station into the snow down a path. And the Trans-Siberian Express lives on the second to last platform. And it's a filthy green train. And he looks at my ticket. He goes, you're in train car number 7. Go that way. Have a nice trip. I'm like, thanks. And he took off. And I walk up to train car number 7. And there's a woman standing in front of it in multiple coats with half a moose for a hat, piercing blue eyes and filthy brown teeth. And I go, how do you do, ma'am? I believe I'm in this train car, and I give her the ticket. Takes it. I'm like, right. So she just grabs me and chucks me at the train. And I nearly face plant on the metal stairs, and I walk up, and she's shoving me from behind. I'm like, okay, I got it. I get up the stairs. And so we get to my room. I know it's my cubicle because she stops me by the back of my coat, and she produces from her coat pocket this triangular chunk of octagonal metal. It's like this triangle in her hand with this chunk of octagonal metal, like a bolt going through her fist. So she's like Nurse Ratched. Like, get in, stupid boy. I'm like, right. So locks me in and goes storming down the hallway. So I immediately dub her the angry woman of the people's hallway. And I can get out from inside, but that she locked me in was really intense. And so I realized very quickly, I'm spending a week with this woman. We have not left the station. I have pissed her off already. So the trip does not bode well. You know, I've made the lady mad by just my mere presence. I do that to people. Now, my 4 previous trips to Russia, I've had horrible food experiences where I ate, I didn't like it, it didn't like me. And I know there's good food in Russia, I just haven't found it yet. I have bad luck with a lot of stuff. And so this time around, I sought to circumvent the bad food experience by bringing my own. And so I went to the same supermarket I always go to. It's like this kind of health food store place. You all have it out here. That place, Trader Joe's, nice place. And so anyway, there's one in LA down the street from me. So I go in and I go down aisles of Trader Joe's I've never been through in my life. I've been going to this store for like 20-some years. I always go for there, get 2 of those, 1 of those, and then I cash out and go. This time around, I'd go into different aisles to see what's going on in these other aisles. And I see this food, and I go, God, this is awful. Look at it, dried apricots. Fuck, get 1 of those. Dried pears. Fuck, look at them. Put it in. Warm hippie tea. Ginseng, dirt, and love. 0 calories, 0 everything. No, nothing, no vibes were harmed making this tea. Add boiling water and drink it. Get 5 of those. Basically, I bought all this food. I figured it looks like shit, but 3 days in, it'll be manna from heaven, and it'll make the trip even better. And so this is the kind of food you buy if you're trying to impress the PC girl, the nice hippie girl that you want to eventually bed. And so you buy this food, and you throw it conspicuously all over your kitchen. And she comes in, and you're like, oh my God, you like these apricots? Oh yeah, eat them by the bag. This, like by the fistful. Oh, you like dried pears? Oh, yeah, I love them. Oh my God, you like this kind of tea? Yeah, it's no vibes or harm making. I know no vibes or harm making this tea. Are you a vegan? Don't laugh. Yes, I'm a vegan. You are? Yeah, I'm a vegan. You're not gonna laugh, right? No, I'm a vegan. Really? Yeah. Now, what kind of vegan are you? Are you like a born-again vegan, or did you use vegetarianism as a gateway to become a vegan? I mean, what led you to be a vegan? Okay, you're not gonna laugh, right? No. Well, I found out one day, it occurred to me, it was like this epiphany I had, Jasmine, that I'm eating fish, which I didn't consider meat. And then one day, I looked down at the fish, and the fish had an eye. And that means it has a soul. And, I don't know if it does, but I don't want to take the chance on eating anything that has a soul. And that's why I'm a vegan. That is so sweet. Yeah. So I bought all this really crappy food I didn't want, and I just felt it by weight. I go, yep, this would feed a man for a week. And so I get out into the territory, and I spread it all out, and I inventory it and divide it into 7. And I realize I've provided myself with 7 large-ish snacks, and by day 3, I'm gonna be out of food. I did bring 7 2-liter bottles of water in my backpack, so I got the water handled, but you never wanna bring 7 2-liter bottles of water in your backpack when you go to the Frankfurt airport, because you know that one flight to the next is like 17 kilometers, where they give you that estimation of your time. If you go to run, yes, if you run very fast, you make it in 27 minutes, yes. If you go to normal jogging pace, you make it in 35 to 41 minutes. And the nice lady from Lufthansa in the running outfit will pace with you for the first kilometer. So you need to get your legs higher, yes, to get the legs higher. So do you see the old lady ahead of you? So stop looking at my perfectly formed yet pendulous breast, so you must concentrate on the objective. So you want to get the legs, so if you want to make the flight, you must run! And so I was like Tor Heyerdahl dragging Kon-Tiki across the desert with this fucking water. So anyway, I lay it all out, and I realize I've woefully underprepared myself for a week in Siberia. The train takes off on time, and we go hurtling into the night. And I can't sleep because I'm so excited at the idea that I'm on the Trans-Siberian Express alone going into Siberia. I can't wait. And the train goes back and forth like this. You're kind of knocked around. You're not going to sleep anyway. And every once in a while we stop, and we'll stop for like 15 minutes in the middle of nowhere. And I hear this clanging sound outside, this metallic sound. Clang, clang. I'm like, what is that? And it happens like every few hours. And I vow to find out the origin of that sound when the sun comes up. And so hours later, the sun comes up, and they make a stop. and I see people out on the platform, which means I can get out on the platform, and I want to go into Siberia to get my first double lungful of freezing Siberian air. And so I've got shoes and socks on, pants, underwear, shirt, 2 thermal